So today I'm going to be recording a game of Interplanetary and a little tutorial to how to win. So what I like to do is I like to put it with player colored shots, and I like to have planet material set on infinite because it just speeds up the game and it makes it a lot more fun. And set up with 7 hard AI. And a random planet is fine. So you start the game and you hope that you get something, a planet that's good. What you're looking for is a planet on the outer rim, because if you're on the inner inner orbits, it really sucks because you can get hit from more angles. So, but you can win no matter what. And this time I got a really good start, and I am on the outer rim. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to set up your solar and mining operations immediately. You can basically start anywhere. I like to start it on the coast because it allows you to set up offshore mining early on, and that's a powerful technology that'll really move you ahead in the game. And so what I like to do is I like to rush for nuclear and offshore mines. And if you want to queue up technology, just press the shift button when you press the technology. Yeah, so then we end our turn, just wait. And the biggest thing that's going to limit you is material. So always try and be building more mines. Mines are preferred over electricity because you need materials to build everything, but you only need energy to shoot things, and it really doesn't play that much of a factor into building buildings. And I like to roughly keep my energy output and my materials output roughly the same, because it just makes things a little bit easier to handle. And okay, so I'm about to get nuclear power plants set up. So what you want to do is you want to set up solar plants on your cities before that nuclear power plant technology comes in, because this will slightly boost the population growth of these cities. And population growth is really important in this game because it's how you get research. The faster you get research, the faster everything goes. The faster you can beat the AI. And a tip is just click on the cities in the top right if you want to get to them quickly. I'm gonna undo that construction because that wasn't really necessary. And you can have branches, like branched mines from like different power sources, but I recommend that you have several different branches instead of just one. It puts in a little bit of redundancy, and you can always just repair the power plant instead of having to repair different buildings down the line, you know? So I'm gonna start mining. Yeah. You just gotta build in redundancy, and because that's what's really going to give you an edge ahead of the AI. Because the AI has no idea what it's doing when it's placing buildings. It just does whatever it thinks is best, and it's not a very well optimized AI, even the hard AI. So Now our output of minerals is coming really close to our energy output. And so once you get your infrastructure set up, what you're going to want to do is I like to rush for rockets because I'm just not a fan of the coil guns because you can't target them, and that just the targeting phase is, I think, is fun, and it's just boring to just you shoot your shot and maybe it'll hit something. I just like it better when you actually get to see what you're targeting with the rockets, you know? But the most optimized strategy, though, if you just care about winning and you don't really care about how fun it uh, is just rush for lasers, because lasers are really powerful and really cheap, and just spam out a ton of lasers across your planet, and you're good. And so, this is my strategy that I like to do with offshore mines. So I like to build the first one as far away from the power plant as you can get it. Then you build in chains of 3, like so. Yeah. Then you add another onto the end. You get the idea. Around this time, the AI usually starts pumping out rail guns and coil guns, but really, that's not really much concern. They won't be able to damage you in any sizable way unless they get really lucky, and that doesn't really happen that often. The game runs a little bit slow because I'm running this on kind of an older machine, but you just can turn down the graphics settings a bit, and usually runs a little bit better. I have the graphics settings set up pretty high because I really like the game graphics because they're really nice. You can see obviously that they're high quality. So. So the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to, you see this advanced signal processing technology that unlocks radar arrays, and you're going to want to spam out just a bunch of radar arrays, ideally from just a dedicated power plant, but in this case I'm just operating it from my mining array, but it's fine. But if you spam out too many of these, it'll suck up a lot of energy. So always be building energy so you can keep your mining and energy roughly equal. I mean, don't build nuclear power plants in the vicinity of cities. One of the AIs gets a lucky shot and blows one up. Your city is screwed from fallout damage. But that's fairly rare occurrence. It's only happened to me like twice, ever. And what this is going to do is going to let you, these radar arrays are going to let you have information for what you're targeting once you unlock the missiles, which I'm going to be doing in 2 turns. I never build railguns or coil guns. I think they're just completely useless technologies. So, you just want to get the maximum amount of intel on the AI, and really you build out as many as you think you need, because all that you really care about is you want to see their cities. Because you never target buildings, you always target cities. Even if you can't see any cities, look for where you think a city might be and target that. Even if you're hitting dead space, that's okay, as long as you think you might be hitting a city. Because population is the root of all of the power of the AI. And honestly, your power too, so you gotta keep your population really big. As big as you can, honestly. And build lots of nuclear plants because they're way more efficient than offshore solar or regular solar installations. Especially if you're on infinite minerals. Okay. Finally, the fun part of the game starts, and you can start shooting at your enemies. Usually by now, the AI starts pumping out their coil guns and rail guns, but it's okay to be the first one shooting. It's actually more than ideal, you know? Some other people will say that clustering your buildings together is a fool's errand. I don't really think so. I like the clustered uh, way, because I think that you're really not optimizing for anything. Um, okay, and never go for MIRVs, because in my experience MIRVs never work. I just go straight for thermonuclear warheads. Um, and I just wait out for the technology. And a really good command you can give to your cities is the advanced munitions manufacturing command. It really helps you with pumping out more shots per turn. Because you use so much less energy when you're using it on all your cities. This turn I'm gonna shoot this green guy. Yeah, when the AI is coming right at you, you ideally want to shoot them directly in the face, side facing you, because it just gives you the cleanest shot. And give a little variation on your shots, because if you all shoot them in the same spot, they could all wildly go off. And so this is what I'm talking about. You target any of their cities. It doesn't matter which one. Big city, small city, medium city. Ideally, if you can annihilate a city in one turn, you take that one out, but that doesn't really come around until later in the game. So now I'm going to get back to boring infrastructure projects. Now our things are even, and we can watch my bombardment. Yeah, and you see now some of the more advanced AIs have started coming out with their railgun technology. You really edge out the AI when you rush missiles. And this is the thing. Don't try to do this stuff. Do this dumb stuff. It never works. Just don't try it. It's better to just save your energy and use it to build infrastructure, which I'm going to be doing right now. Ideally, you want to build your weapons factories at the poles, because at the poles they have a better chance to have a wider range for what you want, because the way this game calculates, oh, you're in this hemisphere or that hemisphere, doesn't work very well when you put it on the poles. So you can get a lot wider range when you put it on the poles. God damn it, why is it not hooking up? Disconnect. Yeah, sometimes you have to just disconnect and reconnect your connections. I mean, sometimes the game is a little bit dumb. Usually it works, but sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, see, it works this time. It's that yellow button implies that I have another connection available. Yeah. What the hell? Yeah, this game is finicky sometimes. This is an indie development, so I give it leeway, you know? I'm gonna build up some more intel so I can really get the drop on my neighbors. When in doubt, build a nuclear power plant. It's the annoying thing about the pathing in this game. Can't go over the poles. And the camera moves really slowly. It's very tedious and annoying. Yeah, this green guy, he is just going to get demolished by me in the coming turns. If I can get my targeting right, you know. Because sometimes random chance just screws you over, and your aim window just isn't good. Yeah, this should come in like perfect. Yeah. You should always be wanting to use 100% power shots, because the faster your thing is moving, uh, the more certain that you are that your thing is actually going to end up in the place you want it to go. So just never go really low ball the power, because it's really pointless, just no gain stuff. That's why I should have put in the energy saving project a little bit earlier. Yeah. Now I just whittled this city down a little bit more. 3 missiles should finish it off completely. Yeah, there's nothing I can do this turn because I'm out of energy. Yeah. I was able to get a hit off on them, and their shot completely missed me. And this is on hard AI, so yeah. Biggest limit on the AI is their technology. They just have crap technology because the railgun just sucks. That's why I never use it. Just want to keep continuously whittling away on these AI. Once you get the nuclear warheads, it really kicks in high gear and it gets a lot more fun and a little bit faster, you know. And if you ever see the upgrades that like they turn up your killing capacity, always choose population damage over building damage, because you're never going to be attacking buildings unless you're in a completely dumb situation where your intel is really bad and you can't see any of your cities of their cities. I just knocked out 2 of their cities in the matter of I knocked out 3 of their cities in a matter of 2 turns, and that shot they got on me didn't even do anything because they don't have any targetings. It's kind of a broken strat, honestly. So since I'm running out of energy, and I'm going to be fighting this purple guy, Mitnick, I'm going to turn up my energy production capacity a little bit, and I'm going to set up this nuclear power plant in anticipation of building some polar nuclear polar missile some polar missile installations. Sorry, came out really bad. It doesn't really matter where on the pole you put it, as long as you're putting it roughly on the pole. It doesn't have to be exact, you know. Always be building more missiles. You can never have too many missiles. I'm going to be turning on this energy saving edict. It's great because it saves you energy for the entire game. Usually the building upgrades are like completely useless, but sometimes you can get some use out of them. But I wouldn't recommend trying, because they're kind of dumb to experiment with, and it doesn't really give you any tangible benefit. Yeah, that's something you can do that Mitnick just did, where they curved the shot around the planet. That happens sometimes, but it's really a fairly rare occurrence. It's really fun when you get to do it, though. Yeah, you want to be shooting your enemies with everything you got. Ooh, I need to boost up my mental capacity. It's really a shotgun strategy. Even if some missiles miss, you're still gonna be doing some wild damage on these guys. Honestly, this is kind of the boring phase of the game, where you just have so many missiles you don't know what to do with. And when you have a ton of missiles to play with, it's always good to watch, to make sure that you are completely killing a city each round, because you don't want to leave them with just a little bit left, because that means they can rebuild, and it really derails your efforts later in the game. Because what you're really leveraging is you're leveraging your massive population against everybody else. Next turn, I'm gonna build some more intel infrastructure, so I can really turn the screws on Mitnick. Damn it. Every shot missed. Going out to the extremities of the solar system. This might be the first shot that hits me. God damn it. Nope, it didn't hit me. Yeah, you can tell when something hits you, just a little notification will come in the corner. They'll tell you, oh, you've been hit and what's been damaged. I'm going to finish doing these upgrades on these cities, and I'm going to look into some of the missile upgrades that I think you should get. Because the missile upgrades are basically the only upgrades that matter in the whole game. And the nuclear upgrades to an extent. So, yeah. What you want is biohazardous warheads. And that's from one of the earlier technologies. Back like when I used to start, when I first started playing this game, I used that upgrade a lot, but it really doesn't do a lot. But just for the sake of showcasing the upgrade system in this game, I'm gonna try and use it. And just those few telescope arrays should be enough to solve my targeting issues for the rest of the game. So now I'm just gonna build some offshore mines. Just pump up my manufacturing capacity a little. Yep. Yeah, there's nothing really I can do with the rest of this turn besides shoot a few, attempt to shoot a few rockets at Mitnick, maybe. What's great about this energy saving policy is that really does save you a lot of energy when using it everywhere. When it's pretty far away like this, you wanna have a pretty wide margin for error. Not the best targeting ever, but it mostly got the job done. Oh, and when you ever see this this other semicircle under the AI, it means they have a lot of intel on you. But that is basically meaningless because the AI have no idea how to actually use uh they don't have any idea to actually use their intel in a defensive way. Like, it's personally never happened where an AI was really able to get me because they had really high radar. Because the AI kind of just shoots wildly and randomly to what I see. Maybe there's some reason behind it, but whatever it is, I'm not seeing it. The thermonuclear warheads technology is almost finished, and once you got that, you really want to set up as many. You want to set up your super weapon really quickly, as fast as you can, honestly. Yeah. Maybe I'll explore a little bit of the upgrades of the nuclear missile too. but it's not really something that's going to be that important for this tutorial. Is because honestly, you can win without using the nuclear missiles. So you can just spam out rockets, and that's all you really need. It's a boring life, but it's a peaceful life out in the rim. I'm just gonna shop around for upgrades, see if these cities have anything useful to contribute. Nothing really. Let's shoot off this missile and see if we can hit somebody. There's no way, but I think I'll shoot for Amasho. When they're really, really massively far away from you, you gotta put out the parabola really far. That's another tip. If you ever have incomplete radar data, just shoot at wherever the kinetic defenses are, because the AI really insists on having kinetic defenses for all their cities, and so if you just shoot at where the kinetic defenses are, chances are, god damn it, chances are you are going to hit the city. Yeah, just barely missed that shot. I'm gonna hit them when it comes around though, when they start coming around a little bit better. Just shop around, see what missiles are in the targeting window. You don't want to miss a single missile. That'd really suck. There is a certain amount of randomness in this game, so even if you put something on the exact same trajectory as another, sometimes they'll just wildly veer off and not hit the target like the other one did. It's really strange and confusing, but you get used to it. This should absolutely level their planet. Especially once I get those upgrades set up, those biological warfare upgrades. Had to use 9 rockets for that. This is what I said about not letting them grow their population up too high. 'Cause it can really make things hard for you. Biohazardous warrants. I don't remember which. It was tailored pathogens. Oops. Not. Yeah. So, let's see what the bioweapons lab does. You want to pick up this upgrade if you have time, but it doesn't really matter in the scheme of things. So, just because I put those two bioweapons labs, I now have 20% more damage to all the cities on all the planets in the entire solar system. And this is where the bullet spam part of this game comes in. Yeah. This is where the bullet spam part of this game comes in. Everybody's firing at everybody, and you never know what's gonna hit you. Like this bullet, maybe it's gonna hit me, maybe not. You never really know. This one does not look like it's gonna hit me though. Yep. See if I can hit him again. Don't want to zoom in that much. Just a little. Yeah, when you're doing your ranging shots, I like to do 3, where 1 is like really far away, 1 is really close, and 1 is medium distance away. It's kind of the average of the far away one and the close one. Sometimes you get lucky like I did last round, and all of them will hit. Sometimes, but that usually doesn't happen. It's usually just the average ones, or just the inner ones, or just the outer ones. Nuclear weapons can really chew up your energy reserves to shoot, because presumably they'd be really heavy, or really hard to get to interplanetary distances. Haha, I said the thing. So, when targeting, I like to target with a nuclear missile first. And don't forget, when you do shoot this missile, it's going to give extra fallout damage, is not just the damage that's stated immediately. So, don't just spam something with missiles if you've already put a nuclear warhead on it, because it's probably just going to die in the next few turns from fallout damage. And usually this would be a really attractive target. This is one of the only reasons you'd have to blow up a building, is if a nuclear plant is really close to a city, you can get fallout damage from that. But usually it's not worth it. Like in this case, I can just spam it with missiles and know for sure that I'm going to kill it. Sometimes it's weird and it doesn't let you finalize all of them. Not sure why it does that, but it just does. You gotta get used to the quirks of this game. This planet that I'm shooting at now, it's already crippled. You see, it only let out 2 shots because its population base is completely destroyed. I just destroyed 3 cities from Amyasho. Um, so its war effort is effectively crippled. I've been having a really good game though, because I haven't had a single shot land on me. Um, and usually if you do get a shot on you, and it damages a bunch of buildings, usually don't repair the buildings. It's unlikely that the AI is going to immediately be able to attack you again. So most time it's better to just destroy them first, and then you can repair your stuff. I act. This is the when doing the nuclear warheads tech, I like to take the neutron stages upgrade, because population damage is really all that matters in this game. So if I ever build any more rockets, I'm going to have it auto loaded with that. You see, gives sorry, this thing is touch. This computer's touchscreen, so it gives population damage and AOE damage more, but it increases the firing cost. But since we already have all those energy savings, it doesn't really matter. So for some reason it won't let me select this other missile. Huh. I wonder why. It's really weird. Doesn't usually do that. Sometimes just cycling through other things restarts it and allows you to do it again. So, yeah, as I said earlier, this game is finicky. It's indie, so it's no excuse, but cut it some slack. What the hell is going on? Never experienced this problem this bad before. God damn it. Stuff like this just makes me want to rage quit. Hate this so much. So now I can wreak absolute havoc on this planet. Sucks that Sony and my missiles are out of range this round. Oh yeah, something I probably didn't mention earlier is click the planet, centers your view on it. Can make it easier to get a shot off, but usually it doesn't really matter that much. And that's all she wrote. This is their last planet. They are screwed. This is their last city. They are screwed. Bye bye, basically, for this civilization. Just no, I can't get that shot off. Let's see. Yeah. Half those shots missed, but they're still basically out of the game. They could theoretically come back, but they're so damaged already that they basically don't have any chance. This is going to be the first shot against me. Yep. Hit one of my cities. Yep. That's what the AI relies on. It just relies on massive area of effect damages. Well, let's try and finish this guy off. Just look how much the upgrades have actually tremendously increased my population damage. Let's target everything at their last city. And if any of these shots make it, I think they're doomed. Let's watch. And they are out of the game. Doesn't look like I'm going to be hitting anybody else for a little while. This shot may hit me, though. Let's see. And it's out of the solar system. Yeah, there's nobody really in range that's not being blocked by a planet right now. Could go after Beam, but of course he's blocked by a planet, so I think I'm just gonna wait out this turn and upgrade a few of my cities, add on the bioweapons lab. This is a really rare occurrence, honestly. This never happens. It never happens where you get a game this good and you never get hit, or you can build this many bioweapons labs. It's really quite extraordinary. Yeah, that's just what being into the Outer Rim does for you. Nothing I can do this round. Just gonna end turn and check things out. Relatively boring Just this green guy spiraling around the sun. Maybe he's aiming to hit me somehow. If he is, he's wildly failed. This is what I mean about the AI just having completely stupid targeting. This is supposed to be hard AI, but I've barely got hit this entire game. Okay, now this purple guy is in range. Beam. Just for viewing pleasure, I'm going to zoom in on the planet a little. You want to keep it banded. Look like a big piece of licorice. I honestly hate your licorice.